Hello guys, Matt here and welcome to my fragrance obsession. In this episode we are going to be talking about a fragrance that comes from the company Van Gils. This is a fragrance called Van Gils by Van Gils. Now this fragrance came out in 1988 and this is a balsamic, tobacco, leathery fragrance. Please enjoy this review guys and we will talk about this amazing fragrance. Okay, so Van Gils. Unfortunately, I do not know a lot about the company of Van Gils. Apart from they do things like handbags and the occasional piece of jewelry. So they do things like bracelets, necklaces, that sort of thing. This fragrance was one of the biggest fragrances in the 80s. It did ever so well, and they discontinued it sadly. I think it was discontinued in about 98, so it's been pretty sad nevertheless to see it go, because this fragrance is beautiful, really nice. You get a lot of nice notes in this fragrance. We're getting sandalwood, we're getting patchouli, we're getting leather, we're getting tobacco, and we're getting a bit of balsamic notes in there. So this is actually a very nice fragrance. I got this from my friend Dalius, who lives in Lithuania. He's the one who runs the Fragland page, where you can purchase miniature fragrances, discontinued fragrances, and also fragrances in, production today. Mostly discontinued though, and this is one of them. Unfortunately, you cannot get this fragrance anymore, but it is an amazing fragrance, and if you can get your hands on it, I would definitely recommend this. It kind of reminds me of Chanel Antaeus. It's got that kind of balsamic sort of dark vibe. Very nice. And it also reminds me of another classic 80s scent, Salvador Dali or Pour Homme. It's got that kind of musky, kind of dark, kind of soapy vibe to it, which I think that Antaeus kind of has. But this is honestly a beautiful fragrance. So I'm going to put a little bit here on my wrist. There we go. I'll let that soak into my skin. But I really like this bottle. Like, even though it's just, this is a 7ml bottle. I believe it's 7 mil, 7 or 8ml. It's actually really cool. Very dated look. I really like it. It kind of reminds me of Lapidus Pour Homme, the fact that Lapidus has these rigid sides, but I really like it. Very dated sort of looking bottle, but it's really nice. And we get the Van Gils there in the middle in kind of very nice calligraphy sort of writing. So it's a very nice bottle actually. It actually looks really nice inside my cabinet, so I'm really happy to have this. Wow, this is really nice. It's a very sophisticated, dark fragrance. I don't think people would like it, especially people my age. So my friends, for example, I don't think they would probably like it on me, because it is a little bit dark. It is kind of too dated, to be honest with you. So it does have a strong dated vibe, but it is a nice fragrance. Like, I think I can get away with wearing this, but not all the time though. I think I could definitely wear this fragrance for, a nice sort of occasion. Not all the time. Like, when you first smell it, you get the cinnamon, and it's kind of mixed within musks and stuff like that. I'll tell you what, the cinnamon in this actually reminds me of the cinnamon in Jacques Bogart Witness, because it's very sweet and it's also quite sugary. It's the same in this, but we're getting a lot of like dark musk tobacco, and with Witness it's very kind of light and kind of sandalwood sort of fragrance. So yeah, it's definitely not the same vibe, but it definitely has a very similar cinnamon note, and I really like that. Maybe that's just what cinnamon smelt like in the 80s, I don't know, but I mean, this is 88 and Witness was 92, so there's a few years between them. But maybe this is just an old-fashioned cinnamon, because Maybe it's just, I mean, there's a lot of fragrances out now which have cinnamon in it. I could name one very famous one, Dupe Homme. The cinnamon in that, to me, doesn't really smell realistic. But when I look at the likes of, you know, Orbison Homme, Balenciaga Pour Homme, the cinnamon in those fragrances smell very realistic. And it's the same with this and Witness by Jacques Bogart. They all smell great, and they're just perfect cinnamon fragrances. There's actually no fragrance list for this fragrance online, which is kind of sad, but as soon as you smell it, the first thing that comes to mind is cinnamon. And you get the leather in there as well. And it's kind of got like a kind of black pepper sort of vibe. It's a really, really nice fragrance. It kind of reminds me of Antaeus, though, and the Salvador Dali Pour Homme. I guess a lot of people could say that it's very similar to Kouros as well. I guess it kind of falls into the same category, but it's a very nice discontinued powerhouse. But I think you could still easily get yourself a bottle of this. So I would highly recommend you check out Van Gils by Van Gils. I actually forgot the name of the fragrance there for a second. That's not good. So yeah, guys, this has been for Van Gils. Van Gils. This fragrance came out in the year 1988, and this is a balsamic, musky, sort of leathery cinnamon fragrance. I really hope you've enjoyed this review. Please let me know what you think in the comments below. Let me know if you would like to get your hands on this fragrance and what would attract you to this fragrance, and I will get back to you. So guys, thank you so much for watching my fragrance obsession. My name is Matt Sutters, and also guys, if you haven't seen my newest episode of Collab, I did it with the wonderful Linnea Smith. Please check it out. It's definitely worth checking out if you want to learn a few things about some very famous fragrance houses. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, guys. Take care of yourselves and keep smelling good. Bye bye for now.